welcome everybody. We're very happy to be on this stream today because we have a lot of great news that we wanted to share with you. Because as you may have noticed by the holding screen, we're going to be releasing Flux later on today,
That is, in fact, the plan.
which is a big, big
It's
deal.
been a very long time coming. Uh,
So
so,
why? That's a great question. Why did it take so long?
so uh, we're doing something with Flux that basically goes against everything in the industry. Uh, as I had told the company, I've been reading a lot of terms of service uh, across other games, and
For fun, right? This
oh, for
is
fun.
yeah,
I mean, that's what I do in my spare time.
yeah, yeah.
And uh, what you really see is just standard verbiage that, as a player, you don't have anything but rental rights
Right.
to anything that you buy, that
You don't own any of it.
yeah, that you acquire in game through play. And with Flux, we're changing that dynamic so that people can play the game and they can essentially put their core cards from playing to Meteorite on the blockchain and trade them, which is different and it's new. And we have been doing a ton of work on the system to do our best to prepare it for bots and make sure that it is resilient. And yeah, we have still a lot to learn, but we're here.
So let's dive into it. Let's go to the game. So this is the Forge, where we're able to
Yeah, and
create.
anybody who is playing during the sort of Genesis beta period has seen this before. Uh, but this is where you're going to take your core cards and turn them from plane to meteorite.
Yeah. So let's do that. Let's do exactly that. So what are we going to take? What do you,
Let's go Fleshbind.
Flesh bone. Okay, so we have two of those cards. If it's a good point, if you don't have two of or more of a card, it won't appear in this list. So it won't give you the option of. And now my stupid head is in the way of these two cards. So I'll just
Yeah, just lean, get a good lean on.
click them in. So
All right.
once we've chosen them, they appear here on this side of the screen. And
You get the cost to fuse them
yeah, so
out of your
you'll
total.
notice here is our Flux. We might talk about Flux after we kick off the fuse. So
Fuse
it
away.
gives you a little bit of a warning here. Fusing these cards is permanent. Once complete, there is no turning back, and fusing may take a couple of minutes. Why does it take long?
Because of the joys of the blockchain and decentralized ownership. Very much like with Genesis and the amazing work that was done there to create all of the tokens efficiently. We're looking at ways to speed up this process so that it has more immediate feedback. But at the moment, it takes a little bit to go from point A to point B.
Yes, somebody has noticed in the chat that there is 10,000 Flux points there. So there is definitely this is definitely a development environment, and we've given ourselves all of these cards. And there we go. So,
but now we have a Fleshbind and
a meteorite quality.
Yep.
So we press continue, and it goes away and allows us to forge another card.
But if we go over into our inventory,
well, hang on.
Are you going to do
we
this
should probably
first?
Talk
Okay.
about the fusing cost before we go there. So it will cost a different amount to fuse common, rare, epic, or legendary cards. And at the moment, you can only go from plain to meteorite. We're not going any higher than that because we do want to make sure that this part works, that this step is golden, and then we will add in shadow and golden diamond later on. The other thing that we should probably tell everybody and make sure everybody's aware is core cards can change. So even though they are fused and even though they are on your part of the blockchain, they still can change over time as we need to balance things. So that's an important thing to remember. All right, so we'll switch over to our inventory here, and you can see which ones that you have fused.
Quality.
Sorry,
Quality.
first. Yeah. Sorry. And
Meteorite,
meteorite,
which we already are at anyway.
yeah. So these are all of the core cards. Oh, I can sort it by the set as well. And these are all the core cards that we have fused onto the blockchain. So
Yep, so this is essentially how you can go and see what's going on other than going and looking at your Ethereum wallet
Yep.
for the outcome. And of course, at this point, you can go over to the trader, list them, all of those steps to get them onto the marketplace.
Yeah.
And that is, as I say, coming in less than a hot minute. A hot moment.
A hot moment. So yes. So what happens? What happens now? What's the approach to Flux long term?
Yeah, so I did see a question, will people currently playing be rewarded with Flux when it launches? And we're starting from scratch, so to speak. Everyone who's been playing will have a stockpile of cards that, in theory, they've acquired duplicates of that they can move, but they will need to acquire Flux once the system goes live.
Gathering Flux is only done in rank constructed, and the way that you kick off Flux is you play with any one of the gods in a ranked constructed mode and win a match. That will, as you can see here, the person has chosen to play with Magic. They have won one match with Magic, and that has ungraded the Magic god and given them a pip for the first win. And then we've got 2 pips that you can also play in order to win more Flux with that god. But once you've won 3 matches with that god, you can no longer gain any more Flux from wins with that person, and you need to choose either one of the gods on either side of them to win a match with and get more Flux from them. If you play with Deception, Death, sorry. I know my own game. If you play with Death here, it will unlock Deception, and you can then choose to play with either of those. So you're sort of unlocking. You can unlock anywhere. You can start with any god, but you do need to work your way around as per this format, and this format will change each time we reset the Flux.
Yeah, and the way the system is set up, the higher your rank in rank constructed, the more Flux you will earn. So if you're playing at Mythic, you're going to earn more Flux per win than somebody who's at Bronze. This is decidedly to reward skill play and to work against bots. As you can see at the bottom there, the gauntlet that we are in is going to reset in 6 hours and 7 minutes. Currently, from your first win, it will take 24 hours until the gauntlet will reset. We've been testing with this, and it went forward with the idea that it allowed a lot of player sort of agency and when they wanted to start their 24 hours. But what we've also found is this creates a trying cycle, because essentially you always want to start a new match and win it just as your cycle completes to optimize. So we are looking to change things over to a daily reset, probably at 0 UTC. That evolving into a system where you have up to 3 days to complete a gauntlet, because again, it does escalate in the amount of Flux you earn for more wins around the cycle. So we've got some iteration to do on that front.
And it is important to note that any Flux that you earn, you get to keep. You don't have to complete the entire 18 matches in order to win Flux. You get Flux with each win as it comes out. So
that's good. And correct, GG on GU. Once you complete the gauntlet for that 24-hour period, you cannot earn more. And this is for bot reasons, for player health reasons. It's going to take some work to get through a gauntlet. It's 18 wins, which is significant.
You'll need to clear your cache, and that will probably require a reboot of the game as well, of the front end system, and you'll have that Forge icon at the top of your screen.
Thank you so much, everyone, for the questions, both hard and otherwise.
Yep. We had a great time on the stream.
We'll look forward to the feedback once it actually goes live, and keep the comments coming, and we'll keep iterating.